Lesnar before the match, and Paul Heyman was like, it's not a question of, like, even the guy, he was like, when Brock Lesnar handles Braun Strowman, and Paul Heyman was like, whoa, we can't say this. The question is, can Brock Lesnar overcome Braun Strowman? Because Braun Strowman is bigger. That's a fact. Braun Strowman is probably the most athletic, dominating person. So the real question is, can? And then he ended it with saying, I guess we'll have to see tonight. And then the match built like that. Brock Lesnar tried to come in. I see your hand. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm just trying to show you the story. I want you to see the story unfold. It started with Brock Lesnar. He tried to do some moves on him. Braun Strowman was like, "No, I'm too powerful. You can't do this. It's not effective." So then Braun Strowman started to be dominant. But then Brock Lesnar, of course, being Brock Lesnar, the UFC champion, all this stuff, he starts to continue. He has more stamina than Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's starting to wear out. He starts hitting him with the German suplexes. He pulls 6 on him. Braun Strowman hits him with power slams. I think he hit him with 3 power slams. But by this time, Braun Strowman is too tired to even do a roll-up, which that part I thought was kind of fake. Now, I must admit that. But then, after the 3rd power slam, they spat for a little bit more, and Brock Lesnar, just like how he ended it with Samoa Joe, as much dominant as the person was throughout the match, he hits that F5, game over. And I think they're doing that because they need somebody to have a dominant cell finisher, because pretty much anybody in WWE can kick out of anybody's finisher in a pay-per-view, at least. And it'll take at least 2 or 3. I'm done. Go ahead now.
So we had one. I love your soliloquy there. That was, I mean, you really were passionate about that. And I got to give you points for that. But can you recall back to the WrestleMania match with Roman Reigns?
With Brock?
Mm-hmm. How many F5s did he do to him? I think it was more than 1.
He did like 3, actually.
Yeah, and he kicked out, right?
Right.
So you're telling me Braun Strowman, the way that Braun Strowman these past couple of weeks have pretty much owned Brock Lesnar, the 1 F5 takes him out?
But,
1.
Okay.
1, but we got Roman Reigns. Oh, he kicked out. Oh, he kicked out the F5. I'm like, but then you do
1
F5, and that's it. This match was not even 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's 5. Almost 5 to 6 minutes.
Really? It felt longer.
It did. Maybe because you were invested in it.
I really, like, every second mattered.
it was just, and I really think this was the time for Brock to drop it. Because, like, for one,
now
that's not going to be on the show.
That's true.
You're going to go back to what we were at after WrestleMania, after Goldberg. Even him and Goldberg had a very short match.
Right.
But in that 5-6 minute match, we saw action-packed stuff. Even though it was a lot of finishers back and forth.
Yeah.
And I think Goldberg speared him through the barricade. We saw something.
Right.
And I thought they would go back to Strowman slamming him through the tables like he did at SummerSlam.
Okay.
I thought they could have did that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to slam you through these 2 tables again. I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to put you in the ring again. I'm going to power slam you, and I'm going to win the Universal Championship. And that's how they should have ended it.
I agree.
And left Brock laying there.
I agree.
And leave the WWE Universe to wonder what's next for Brock Lesnar. Is he going to come back with a vengeance to get this belt off Strowman? Him and Strowman could have fought
Survivor
at
Series.
WrestleMania. No, not WrestleMania. Him and Strowman could have fought at Royal Rumble. And then you build Roman Reigns up. I don't know if you let Roman Reigns win. Because usually, even if you don't win the Royal Rumble, you still have to have a title match for your brand.
Right.
So that Royal Rumble doesn't necessarily mean you have to be, oh, you're going to get the title match. Because it's either going to be somebody from SmackDown or Raw to win it.
Right.
So obviously last year Randy Orton won it from SmackDown. So then they had to put somebody in a title picture for WrestleMania. And there you go.
You know what?
After he beat Strowman, you know what? Give Reigns Lesnar.
All right. So,
just to have the championship actively on the show. Strowman has the belt. Don't let Roman and Strowman feud, because we've seen that all year. It would probably be more like brutal because it's the title
right
at the hand tables, ladders, and chairs. So maybe have Strowman best Roman Reigns with the belt, and like bruise Roman Reigns up pretty bad until he doesn't show up again
until Royal Rumble.
And then at that point, hopefully Joe will be back. Hey, I want my shot too, and let him feud with Joe until Lesnar just pops back up out of nowhere at Royal Rumble. They fight at the Rumble. Lesnar wins. Lesnar reigns WrestleMania. We still get what Vince wants at the end of the day.
All right, so I like your idea, and I want to add on to that fantasy idea.
Go ahead.
But before I have to, I submit that what you brought to the table, you're definitely right. Braun Strowman shouldn't have been the caliber.
And did none of that in this one-on-one.
Braun Strowman is definitely not the caliber of wrestler to just give in to one F5.
One F5. This is Braun. This guy has pretty much dominated everybody he's come in contact with,
except Roman Reigns.
He's dominated. There's been times he's dominated Reigns, and he's won.
Who's won the feud?
He beat him in an ambulance match.
But who won the feud?
He beat Reigns at Fastlane.
But who won the feud?
Regardless of who won the feud, he looks strong.
That's all that matters. Yeah, he still looks strong, which is why he looks so believable.
Run that man through ambulance because he was mad that he lost to him.
He should have went heel right then too. He should have went heel. Roman Reigns should have went heel at that moment.
Yep.
But all right.
One F5. Really? This guy's been dominating Lesnar, and you only gonna let him go down there.
That puts over Roman Reigns to people like you who remember. You remember Roman Reigns can kick out of 3. Braun Strowman is down.
He can kick out of 4 AAs. He can kick out of 3 F5. Is Roman Reigns this invincible? But then when Braun Strowman is beating him within an inch of his life several times.
Yeah. Because they would.
That doesn't make Braun look strong.
But you know what? Braun Strowman still.
It doesn't, because Roman Reigns the exception to the rule. You can beat everybody up, and you can even beat Reigns up. But then when Reigns fights these other guys, he's gonna look strong versus those guys.
See, but that's
the same guys you're fighting against.
That's the triangle. See, Brock Lesnar can dominate Braun. Braun can dominate Roman. Brock can dominate Roman. Roman's overcome both.
Well, he hadn't overcome Brock yet.
Okay, yeah, he has, with the exception of Brock.
Pinned him at SummerSlam.
Facts. That's true. So that's just the triangle of how they're spreading this selling of dominance.
Braun can dominate Brock. Brock can dominate Braun.
And we're going to see.
And Reigns and Braun can dominate each other.
Right. And then Roman is going to take. All right, so going back to your fantasy. Strowman, I do agree. I've been saying this time ever since they made this match. Well, ever since Brock Lesnar had the championship, I wanted him to lose it because I want somebody to be consistent on Raw. We all know that.
It deserves to be. It's the universal title at the end of the day. That's your, prize championship on that show.
Right. So I don't like that.
Ugly as all get out, but
you don't like the red?
Like it.
Come on, man.
It's growing on me. Maybe because Brock makes it look
threatening,
more like a championship. When Goldberg had, I was like, no.
Really?
I'm used to Goldberg having the
the big gold
belt.
Yeah.
And then when Kevin Owens had it, it was okay because he had a little bit of red in his gear.
Yeah.
So it kind of made it pop a little bit. But
all right, so going to your fantasy. No, you fine. So if we did go that way, Braun should have won. Feud would have entailed between. It would have went into maybe Samoa come back around this time. Samoa be like, "Hey, I want my rematch." Then they can fight at Survivor Series. Yeah, I think that's next for them.
TLC.
Mm-hmm. They can fight at TLC. Then we can let Finn Balor have his rematch at Survivor Series because he's going to have to try to survive. That's pretty much the whole basis of that. Then Royal Rumble comes. It's Roman Reigns' turn now. Roman Reigns is his turn to fight Braun Strowman. I wouldn't want them to do a fatal 4-way. Maybe they just do a triple threat between Samoa and Finn versus Roman to give them all that little encounters. But while this is going, the Roman Reigns Braun Strowman Championship main event for Royal Rumble, the Battle Royal, Brock Lesnar comes into the Royal Rumble and wins the Royal Rumble. And that easily sets up the WrestleMania. Easily.
So you would say have Reigns go into WrestleMania as the champion?
Why not?
No, because it's going to be bigger when he beats Brock. Brock has to be the champion. Brock is going to keep the belt all the way to WrestleMania.
We know that.
He's not losing it to WrestleMania. We're building to Reigns and Lesnar. But I just felt like you still can get that by putting other guys over. So basically, let Strowman get this win versus Lesnar. You made him look all this strong for nothing. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
He did more in the Fatal 4-Way match than he did one-on-one with Brock.
Definitely.
And leading into this, the way they were building it, it was making it seem like he gonna give Lesnar the work.
Yeah.
He really
Samoa Joe had a better performance with Brock.
Yeah. So it let Strowman win it. Like I said, give him the belt. He don't have to keep it that long. Let him keep it through TLC. Maybe have him and Reigns fight at TLC. Just because Reigns just beat John Cena, so he's really the only. There's no Joe, so let Reigns fight Strowman to attempt to take the belt from him at TLC. In this hardcore match, we've seen them in hardcore matches, no disqualification, ambulance matches, whatever kind of match it is. Have Strowman beat Reigns, hurt Reigns to a point where he's out for at least one pay-per-view. Okay? And then after that, Strowman's the guy with the belt going to Survivor. Usually Survivor Series, you usually have the Raw versus SmackDown thing. So at that point, he didn't have to defend his title at Survivor Series.
I mean, they still do do main events, but the bulk of it is going to be.
Remember, because AJ Styles and Kevin Owens was the champion,
right?
And it was Raw versus SmackDown. So they might. I don't know what they're going to do with Survivor Series.
Yeah, I don't know.
So even if they do that, that keeps the belt on Strowman. Then you get your 5 best from your show versus SmackDown's 5 best, or however, and then rolls around whatever the pay-per-view is in December. Then maybe Joe or somebody gets a little quick shot at the belt. Strowman gets past them. And then Lesnar comes back. Hey, I'm back. I'm coming back to take my Universal Championship. He has a rematch clause.
Mm-hmm.
Lost the title. Fight Strowman at the Royal Rumble. Beat Strowman at the Royal Rumble. And even if Reigns doesn't win the Royal Rumble, still have him in the Royal Rumble. But then,
but he would have to win.
He doesn't have to, because if somebody from SmackDown wins, then you still got to have a main event match for your show at WrestleMania. So even if Reigns doesn't win the Royal Rumble, it's fine. But I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't let him win, because they teased it last year.
Right.
So, and he's already won it one time before, the first time he went to fight Reigns. So he's already won the Royal Rumble before. We've seen in history where WWE repeats some of the same people winning.
True.
And then you still got what Vince wants, but then you have something to do in those other months, as opposed to right now, because Brock is not going to be on the show. Cena's not going to be on the show.
Right.
What is Monday Night Raw going to be?
Intercontinental Champion.
Miz and Reigns are going to feud, and then we're going to bring the Shield versus the Miz Taraj. That's going to get us over to Royal Rumble.
But you know why? That's the main attraction. The Shield would be the main attraction in Raw. And what better way to hold the main attraction than all of them having the belt?
I mean, the main attraction right now on Monday Night Raw, I feel like if you did the way I just said,
it would be Braun Strowman.
And Balor feud.
Yeah, they should. I mean, I agree with you.
You got Strowman.
You can actually
Reigns.
Build the Bullet Club up that same way.
Yep. I don't want the Bullet Club to fight the Miz Taraj. The Miz Taraj does not deserve to fight an epic faction.
Listen,
they don't.
We just need the factions. You got to understand. I just want a faction.
If you're going to bring the faction, you got to have another faction that's equally as good.
But nobody has the mic skills.
What has the Miz Taraj on?
But nobody has the mic skills. I'm saying if anybody's going to at least verbally promote it, it's going to be the Miz.
It got to be a good match.
But he's still going to promote it. He's going to promote it better than anybody else. Anybody else just making them come back is just going to be off of a half-used storyline to make it just look right.
If you bring the Shield back, it's got to be for something epic, man.
I agree. I don't think wrestling-wise this is not a good caliber matching match. It's not a balanced match. But I'm just saying the Miz's promo skills is going to be good enough
to put all of them back
to put it over. Because, I mean, of course, both of these, the Bullet Club, everybody knows. The Shield, everybody knows. Those are going to be the two epic people. But the person who's going to bring it up in the conversation